Hey everybody, back with another replay here. This time we have an advanced battle. Now I know I featured this exact strategy on this exact same map here in advances before, but this time the focus is not going to be on the calling or the team as a whole, but what Shadow Warrior does right and why this performance especially represents the gold standard of what we do here in class. Let's start with Shadow's lineup. Starting off great with 33 premium rounds. He's still got some APCR in case this is a caller calls for free play or they're up 10,000 health, and he's got some HE rounds. So great start there. He's got a premium first aid kit, a premium repair kit, and a fire extinguisher. Now, I personally prefer to run food on my vehicles just for that 10%, and I run a firefighting directive. That just maximizes my performance. However, he is still here running all premium consumables. Secondly, we're going to talk about his performance as we go through it, disregarding the call as a whole. So right off the bat, Shadow's going to a great spot. It's kind of free play back here on the kilo line. People mount this ridge line, and overall it's just kind of whatever you can get until the enemies do decide to push in. So Shadow's going to do a lot of things right here in this game, and as we go through, I'll talk about them, and then we'll see how his performance reflects the decisions he made. Now, he's staying to the left of the berm here, as we can see right here where the mouse cursor is. If you go to the right of that, you're going to get shot by the TDs up here. Now, he's shooting here on this 279. Because the 279's in the bowl, for whatever reason, his arm is completely negated. Now, he gets a little bit lucky there. Nothing Shadow can really do about this damage. 350, a little bit too much, but I mean, what is he going to do there? One thing I'll also note is Shadow's equipment lineup. He is running hardening here. I don't have that on my Kranwagen because it's mostly a hull-down vehicle. I don't feel it needs it, but it's personal preference there. It's his equipment loadout. It's what he likes to do. Now, let's just pause it right here. While he's still to the left of the berm, unfortunately, because the Kranwagen's a little bit tall, he gets shot from the Leo. So, let's see how he reacts to this. Unfortunately, he takes out his ammo rack. So, immediately, Shadow shifts over left. He was right in here. So he's going to shift over just a little bit left to make sure that he gets down below that ridge. Now you can see that Leo cannot hit him. So, great adjustment there. Doesn't immediately just back off the ridge line and stop playing there, makes an adjustment so that he doesn't get hit again. Not a lot of tanks up. It's a pretty boring game. Shadow does a great job here. Good shot on that EBR. The Kranwagen doesn't have great shell speed, so that was a good shot. Now, he doesn't overexpose trying to get a shot on that 279 or getting another shot on that EBR. Hit point conservation on this map is so important. Now immediately, Shadow Warrior calls that out to his team, if you can see there. Juliet 6, Kilo 6. He recognized the Kranwagen coming over and immediately moves. Trying to get the tracking shot there, obviously, because he's shooting heat, he's not going to damage the vehicle as well. If he had he been shooting APCR and a Chieftain, he would have damaged that vehicle. Nothing wrong with that shot. He got another shot in, and very quickly, we'll move to free camera. We do the Coruscant, Derp Daddy, and Ori. Recognize that right afterwards. Possibly Killer called that out. I'm not sure, and move over. Now we have a Chieftain who's attempting to come over there. Shadow's moving over there to negate that threat as well. Darth gets a great shot in there. Now Shadow's going to use the great gun oppression of this vehicle and great turret armor. Good shot there, recognizing the weak point on the 279, and gets 2 more shots into the enemy chieftain, forcing him off the ridgeline. Shadow's now up to 3,000 damage, and he's only taken 1 shot, and that was from a Leo. So great work so far. The EBRs, Ed kills their EBR. Great work. So, again, not a lot to talk about right now. Pretty standard setup here. Yep, Shadow Warrior's right there calling out. The Leo is on that perch. Now, Shadow Warrior is not calling this battle. Killer Beast is. But you can already see, just through chat, the amount of information that Killer is giving the rest of the team and Killer Beast. I'm sure he's also mentioning it in voice chat, but just from the in-game chat here, I can already see that he's helping his team out by pointing out where enemy vehicles are. That's really crucial if you know things. That Leo has not been lit. So, if Shadow didn't call it out, nobody else got hit by him, nobody would know where that Leo is. But for all intents and purposes, Leo is sort of half-spotted, because we know about where he is. So, Shadow Warrior's team here is up by 7,600 health. So the enemy team's at quite a disadvantage here. Despite that, again, he's saving his health, not over-poking, not trying to trade poorly. It's very easy in a Kranwagen to really push the limits of your gun depression and try and get extra damage. I see a lot of people doing this in different vehicles here. A little bit of a fender bender there with Derp Daddy. But and overall, I might say that Shadow Warrior's team has been, all for the most part, really holding on to their health. Not looking for spots there. Work a couple people blind firing the Leo. Their team is now up by 9,000 and 2 kills. And that's a lot of what happens on this map. Normally the enemy team is able to pull back if they're one hits, resulting in a very high hit point differential with a low tank kills differential. So the enemy ends up with a lot of one-shot tanks. As you can see, they're up by 10,000 health, but only 3 tanks. So great discipline here. I might actually struggle with trying to push over and kill that chieftain, but Shadow Warrior realizes that he's not going to have the gun depression, backs off. It doesn't matter, because seconds after that, Killer calls for a push, and Shadow's just going to go in there and start hammering things. Now, with that many vehicles, Shadow could have tried to force a shell on that chieftain. However, he's just trying to get his shells out. There's a million tanks. There's somebody right on top of that chieftain. That chieftain should be dead anyway. Now, Shadow Warrior pulls back. The Kranwagen doesn't have a lot of health, so I like that decision. A lot of times, too many people really push over, and it results in everybody being stuck on the low side. So nothing wrong there. Holding onto his shell, shooting the 279E, and this ending up with 4,507 damage. He only took 1 shot, and that was from the Leo. He played that really, really well. So, great job there, Shadow Warrior. An excellent job. Now we just have this Leo left with 1 minute and 7 seconds. ETIR falls off the cliff. But the team's up by so much health, it doesn't even matter. And Shadow Warrior finishes with 5,800 damage. Thought that was a really nice job. It represents exactly the standard that we are trying to have in class. So, I hope that you learned something from this. And great job again.